Hello everybody, this is Alex from Hardcorian Guides, bringing you my guide for Kingdom Hearts Final Mix on Proud difficulty. Today we are doing episode 5, and we have to head back to Traverse Town, and this time in this episode we actually do steal the keyhole, so there is no reason to ever come back here for any, super significant plot for anything like that whatsoever. So pretty much, in some terms, it practically means that we finished the world. In a sense. I mean, you can always still come back and buy stuff, or if you ever wanted to go back to the Coliseum and, grind out there, you always could. Now, the thing is, with the Coliseum, I don't know when I'm going to do it yet, because I think as far as I remember, you have to have the Yellow Trinity to be able to even move that block that's sitting in the way, and I didn't realize that until after I got there, and I think in the last or so episode, so that's why we didn't actually get a chance to actually do anything in the games, because, I was a complete retard thinking that, oh, hey, I could probably do this, but apparently that didn't turn out true, so, yeah. Anyway, so now we're going, like I said, we're going back to Traverse Town. There's going to be guard armor here again, except this time he's going to have a different form. So, what we did last time is pretty much what we're doing again, except just some things are a little bit changed up, of course. The good thing is we don't have to go through a whole freaking maze of trying to figure out where the hell Donald and Goofy are going to be at. And not only do we have to deal with, a new set of, a new boss pretty much for the most part, we have to deal with not really necessarily newer enemies per se, but a little bit more stronger enemies, that's for sure. Because these guys, large bodies can be a pain in the dick in Traverse Town just because there's so many of them that can spawn at one time, and it just gets kind of a little overwhelming in my opinion. So your best bet is to always try to take out, any of the Rhapsodies or Operas that seem to appear. Any of the small bastards, especially the Cure ones. Oh my god, they're annoying. Now thing is, I do have Cure, and I think I forgot to equip it. Or not Cure, well, I think it was Cure, but we do get Scan, I believe in the next world. Yes, because next world will be Agrabah, so we get Scan there. So, of course, I'm going, scanless, so I can't tell whether or not that the large body did get healed or not. And it sounds to me like my computer's about to explode. I just love that. But that's what typically happens, is the processor just goes wild. But as you can see right here, I'm getting surrounded by 3 freaking large bodies, which is a ridiculous amount of large bodies. And, of course, I'm trying to use Blizzard to my advantage to get as much damage on these guys as I possibly can. Thing is, they don't really have a weakness to them besides just hitting from the back. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think we've seen large bodies before, but I just don't remember off the top of my head. Now, for some reason, I go back to the Dalmatian's house to, I guess, pick up this, present. The main reason why I went in here in the first place was to escape the large bodies, because there were just too many of them, so I decided to run away from it. Now, when I went in there, of course, I got, Kiraga G, which is basically just a gummy block, so it's practically useless for us. I mean, it's useless for you guys, considering the fact that I'm not going to show that stuff off. I'm not going to worry about doing all the gummy ship stuff on screen, which I'm sure you guys have noticed by now. Thing is, I could probably easily just ran back to a save spot, but instead I just decided to just use a Mega Ether or Mega Potion, or I think it was a Potion, and just go my merry way. The problem with Traverse Town, redone, is, like I said before, they have an overwhelming amount of Heartless, and that seems to be the main problem here. You can skip all of them, of course. No surprise. But it's just the narrow hallways that you get stuck inside of, like this one, can be very, very dangerous. And I don't know if I get Stun Impact or if I have Stun Impact by now, but Stun Impact will definitely be very beneficial. Now, I'm pretty sure you can probably get Stun Impact sooner if you pick the sword rather than the shield. But since I wanted to play a little more defensive, I picked the shield, of course, so I think I do get it kind of early-ish, but not too early. Now, once I run into this room, this is where things get a little hectic. Freaking, I forget what they're called. I think they're pilots. And I leveled up there. That's good. Yeah, these little pilot bastards, just, they surround you in this area, and it just gets, again, like I said, I sound like a broken record, but overwhelming. And I did die, I think, a couple times before I just decided to say, screw it. Screw finding all of them. I'm just going to continue on with the main story. Because, in a sense, the main story, if you go along the main path, there are some times where it's going to get a little harder to defeat a boss, if you haven't grinded up enough. My thing is, with this game, it seems like it's really annoying you know, to even try to grind up because of just how hard some of these Heartless can be on Proud Mode. And I'm pretty sure most people are probably thinking, you know, like, I just suck at video games. But no, like, seriously, you know, Kingdom Hearts on Proud Mode is actually quite difficult. I really actually believe that this game actually is quite difficult on Proud Mode. Which is surprising to me, because I beat it on, you know, normal. I've beaten it a couple times. You know, I beat it for a Let's Play, and I beat it in my normal playthrough. So I got used to how, I wouldn't say easy it was, but definitely a little easier than most. Of course, super bosses were a pain in the dick, that's for sure. But it's just Proud Mode really did surprise me. And I beat Kingdom Hearts 2 on Proud Mode and Critical Mode both. And both of them were not drastically as hard as with this game. This game, for some reason, just I feel like it's really difficult. I don't know about Vanilla, though. Vanilla might be easier on Expert. I have no idea what they changed on Proud Mode versus that. I mean, of course I would like to find out, but I'll have to look that up one of these days myself and figure it out that way. So, after clearing out all those dicks, I can finally do the Blue Trinity mark, which I forgot about doing in the original episode. I wouldn't say I forgot, more of just I got lazy and just want to continue on. But the thing is, we didn't have the door to this district opened, which I believe I do open in this episode, or at least I think I might have opened in the last one, I don't know. Not last one as in like the, not episode 4, but the first time I came here. I don't know if I opened it then, or if I opened it now. But, no, I didn't open it then because in the beginning of this video it said currently closed off, that's right. If you want to get that door open, you just got to go to the keyhole, that's it. There's nothing special about it. Now, with that lightning thing, with that star door right there, I don't know what that does, actually. I don't remember on the top of my head. I'll figure it out. Like, once you get thunder, you can go to the side. And there's some wires that you can, like, shock, but I've never known what they've done before. Wait a minute, I think they open up the Gizmo shop. I think they start running the Gizmo shop then. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Either way, there's a Lady and the Tramp reference right there. So, they couldn't include it as a world, so they put it as, like, a little statue thing. And I think they have another one, like, in the second district as well, so there was that. So, basically, all I did in there was I opened the door to Merlin's, which you have to shoot fire at the door, and, or at least I think I might have tried to. I don't know if I did. I don't know if I was successful or not, if I ran away from it. I got the Blue Trinity mark, oops, and of course, just got a little bit of fighting in, got a little bit of grinding in before I, you know, took on a boss. Which, in this current level, of course, I did pause, and I will pause every once in a while to change some equipment and such. So you guys will get to see my level then. I think I'm at a decent enough level, because honestly, like, the thing with reverse armor is he's just kind of like guard armor, just with a few different attacks here and there. I don't think he's got any more health or anything. I think he's just the same thing. Just this time he switched up his body, so now he can do different attacks, which can hinder or maybe help you depending on how you play. So that really all comes down to a personal thing. To me, I think he's just as easy as he was normally. But in some regards, maybe a little easier. And actually a little cooler, I think. I think he looks a little better. So I did die in the alleyway a lot. That's pretty much why I ran in that room, because I just got tired of fighting the Heartless and just said, you know what, fuck it. I'm tired of grinding over these stupid dicks. I'm just going to run away and try to get the... Try to despawn them so I can use a Red Trinity mark right here. And of course, there's another Red Trinity mark near the accessory shop. It's in the left. Basically where you find Pluto at for the first time. And when you go over there, you get a chest. You can get to an area with a chest. So that's where that's at. And now we go talk to Leon and all that. And I get the chest, but I don't think I can go up to Merlin's just yet because I haven't gone inside. This is a shortcut to Merlin's like hut. There's two ways to get there. There's this one and the one that we saw before in the last district. The third district, you have to burn the door with fire, of course, and then once the door is open, you can go there. Once you finally get to Merlin's hut, he will basically access this platform for you to take up whenever you need to. Thing is, there's a White Trinity mark in there, but I'll do the White Trinities once we get, I think, close to Hollow Bastion. Basically, once we unlock the White Trinity mark, which I think is either it's a start of Hollow Bastion or the last of it. It's one of those two. But I'm pretty sure it's close to Hollow Bastion, maybe a little bit later, maybe earlier, I don't remember. But I do know where they're all at. It's just a matter of, you know, getting them and doing them probably in maybe one video or so, or probably just, I don't know, I might do like a little off video where I just go get them Of course, you guys would probably more than likely get to see it, but oh, I guess I forgot to cut that out, but who cares? Who really cares? Now you see what I get to do all the time. It's a pain in the ass. Like, every time you go on there, you're gonna watch that cutscene whenever you get something new. And it's so annoying. It really is annoying to do. Okay, so we've taken care of just a few things. We talked to Leon and Aerith. So now we have now we gotta go somewhere else. I think we gotta go to the vacant house. Either that or go back and talk to Sid. And I think he'll be in the vacant house. But he'll also give me a book to deliver as well. And that book, of course, will be the 100 Acre Wood book. So basically, Winnie the Pooh's World. Now, Winnie the Pooh's World is completely optional. But I believe if you finish it, I think you get a Keyblade out of it. If I'm not yes, you get a Keyblade out of it. That's right. So, is it good? It's not really. I mean, because like once you go back and once you get all the torn pages, and then you equip the Keyblade, you're probably better off just not equipping it at all. So it's pretty much just a waste of time. I really wish they would have thought that through and been like, you know what? Let's just make it like a really high magic weapon or something. That way it kind of has some benefit to it, or just a little bit of strength. You know, because people are probably not going to come here as often as they should. Because I think the last torn page, it might be in Hollow Bastion. I don't remember. Either way, it's been a while since I've done it. And the last time I did it was in the Let's Play, but I completely cut all that out. Just on accident. I got to the last part and I was like, okay, fuck it. Nobody really cares. Let's just skip this. Nobody's going to notice. What's it really matter? We all think I finished Winnie the Pooh's World, but in reality, I didn't. I hate that world so much. Only because it's been used 3 freaking times already. 3 times in a row. It's like, why do we need the same damn world? I mean, yeah, we used Traverse Town again, Enchanted Memories, and Traverse Town again, in Dream Drop Distance. But that's not 3 times in a row. That's like a few games in between, as far as I know, of course. Yeah, there's also Twilight Town and such, but the thing with Winnie the Pooh's World, 100 Acre Wood, is it's just a minigame world, and that's it. That's all it's there for, is just to kind of break the pace of the game. Which, in some aspects, I do kind of like. When games do that, where they actually kind of give you something new to do after a while. They're like, okay, you know what? Here, just do this real fast and get that over with, just so you don't be bored all the time. So as you saw that cut right there, it kind of probably might be hard for some people to see that. Basically, what happened was I died on this part a lot. And the only reason why is because, one, I think it was reverse armor. That was one death, because if you die in the reverse armor, if you go to him immediately, if you go to that spot immediately, I believe he'll come out, and then I died on him. So I ran out of the room. You'll notice when we get there, I ran out of the room into a different district. Once I get, the bell going and all that stuff. Once I did all of that, I left this district, came back. Basically, I left the district to get a checkpoint to spawn. That way, when I go to fight the reverse armor, I don't have to respawn, in these different spots. It's just, I don't want to do the same thing over and over again. So I decided to finally just cut all that crap out. And I come over here, jump on the roofs, grab the chest over here as well. And then I hop into, I think was the 1st or 2nd district. 3rd district, okay? Yeah, because we're in the 2nd one right now. Duh. And I head back there, and I think, what do I do next? I think I go to the vacant house. Because I noticed like a bunch of pilots spawned up there, so I said, yeah, fuck that. So I tried to fight a few of them off, just because I wanted to see if I could get any experience. But I didn't want to die again, because I knew what happened last time, because these guys will gang up on you, and you saw he did a shit ton of damage. Luckily, though, I have Cure. Oh, okay, so I skip the vacant house for now and go to the Merlin's hut. Thing is, with Merlin's hut, you can go get a summon there. You get Simba as a summon if you talk to the fairy godmother. So it's a pretty good idea to go ahead and do it now. Just get out of the way. Of course, I don't really use summons a whole lot in this game, and you guys will probably notice that. Every once in a while, I will use summons, but I just don't feel like they're really that necessary. Depending on the summon themselves, of course. So there's a blue training inside here, and of course the book will be in here as well. So if you ever want to go and deal with minigame stuff, you can. Of course, if you do minigame stuff, there are chests in there that you can probably get, like, some extra potions. Maybe some AP ups or something good. Something worthwhile, of course. That's totally up to you guys. I don't know if I'm going to do that myself or not. I'm probably just going to skip the world entirely. Or I might just do it off screen, that way I don't have to make you guys suffer. Because it just isn't fun for me. And I assume it's probably not that fun for anybody else either. But in a way, it does kind of count as a world. But if I do it in separate, things. Like, if I did Olympus Coliseum, like I did this video and then I went to Olympus Coliseum out of nowhere, that would completely just, like, destroy the whole idea of making it one world, you know what I mean? Which I already kind of did. I already went there on accident thinking I could go there. You can go there, yeah, but I thought I could finish that world there, but no, apparently not. So there's that. I also equipped the jungle key as well that we got from Tarzan's World, so which I think has a better chance of critical, maybe. It's actually a pretty good weapon, to be honest. I think it has more strength than magic. It's one of those two. I think it's strength mostly, but it's definitely a good pick for me, at least. Donald and Goofy, they don't really get much, but I decided to give Donald, a few chains, because why not? Protect chains. That way he has a little bit more defense. Goofy was already equipped anyway. I give Goofy charge, and that's it. That's about all I really do, so. As you saw there, I completely forgot to look at what the level was I had. I assume it's probably close to the 20s, maybe somewhere in the teens, more than likely. So, because I do know for a fact I get scanned in the next world. Now, as you saw there, I did leave and I did come back, only because of a mistake, but technically that should count as a checkpoint, if anything. I would assume so, at least. Now, with all that taken care of, we can finally go fight the reverse armor. Now, the reverse armor has two phases. He has phase 1, where he's really, really easy to fight. He basically becomes guard armor no matter what. So in this first part, he's just going to be regular old guard armor, but a little bit weaker, of course. Like, once we knocked his head down, as you saw there, he was basically destroyed almost instantaneously. Now, this is reverse armor, and since we have cure, this is going to be extremely helpful. Like, just really helpful. Now, the odd thing is, he has his head on top. If it was, like, completely reversed, I would probably put it on the bottom, but I guess it makes more sense to be on the top. That way it looks cooler instead of just looking like a complete piece of trash, but I actually like this design. I really do. I think it's a really cool design. So, just like before, you want to try to attack the limbs the best you can. I'd say for this, just focus on the foot first, and, just try to get those out of the way, because they like to spin around, which has a nice bit of AoE effect. The hands, on the other hand, what I think they do is they can, like, dash toward you like that. And you saw earlier, like, it took maybe like a third or so damage, which was just enough damage to really make me want to use Cure. So if I have to use Cure, then for a fact that's doing quite a bit of damage. I guess I start focusing on the hands instead. I switch focus for a minute here, so again, you're going to have to focus on the legs regardless, or you got to focus on the limbs, I think, regardless. So you might as well just pick one or the other. Basically, pick your poison. I prefer to focus probably on the hands. By that I mean like the feet first. That way you get them out of the way. But then again, if you do that, you'll probably lose out on tech points. But hey, it's whatever. So that's, I think, one down. Got another one to go. Again, the unfortunate thing is I don't have a scan. So it does suck that I have to go through this. But I did feel like I was kicking his ass. That's the best thing about reverse armor, though. Or just guard armor in general. Like, once you break a piece of his armor, or break, a limb, you feel like you're kicking his ass. You're doing damage to him. You can see that damage. It's just like with Trickmaster, like, I never could tell when I was doing damage. Now, with Clayton and Stealth Sneak, on the other hand, it was a little bit different, because, they have a couple phases that you go through, so it's like, okay, I beat phase 1, now I gotta work on phase 2, but I don't know when to attack. Not when to attack, but I don't know when he's gonna die, Thing is, I don't know if you can guard that. I remember specifically not being able to guard that. I think that does quite a bit of damage, so I think it's probably just best to just avoid it completely. That ball shot doesn't do too much damage, but he can do it multiple times, and it's annoying. It can be pretty annoying, but it's pretty easy to avoid, of course. Luckily for me, I got him narrowed in a corner. Well, not in a corner, but I got him stuck in a narrow hallway here, so he doesn't have much of an advantage over this. The problem with him having a head and a torso left, or at least he changes his phases when he loses 2 limbs. But the problem with him having, like, less than 2 limbs left. Oh, I didn't have guard at all either. Huh, alright, so I guess there goes that then. Really don't need to use guard when we can't do it. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't think you can tech that. You guys can try and find out for yourselves, but I don't remember if you can or not. Because I'm a dipshit, so there's that. Yeah, once he loses like a couple limbs, he's going to start, like, using his torso to shoot out those balls. Which is not it's not really that scary, really. It's actually, I prefer it that way. That way it doesn't attack with anything else, especially like the dashing move with his hands. That thing hurts. And of course, you know, the spin attack with his feet, that thing can also hurt too, which I think can do multi-hit as well. So it's a little bit dangerous. So for some reason, I guess I left this in because I got lazy. I'll just say that right now. Which is not much of a cutscene anyway, so I just decided to do all that, install the, you know, Navi Gummy piece, which I think we can start warping pretty soon. Yeah, sometime in the future we're gonna be able to use warp points, but that only affects me, not you guys. Well, when you're playing the game, of course it can affect you because you're gonna be able to, you know, warp back to specific worlds you've been to, which is great. So I unlock the locker, and of course I go send the mail, which I get some pretty good stuff. I got a cottage out of it, you know, mithril shard for item synthesis, some mega potions, which is nice to have. And I think that's it. And I also burn out the candles with ice, and that's practically all I do left. So I guess there's really no reason for me to actually still continue talking, but it's me, so oh well. Well, you know what? Actually, screw it. It's almost the end of the video. I'm going to end up here. I will see you folks in the next episode of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix on Proud Mode. And as always, take care, everybody.